Trafficking charges against wealthy, high-profile individuals have become more and more common over the past few years. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Why you're seeing wealthy, high-profile individuals being targeted with these charges is because you have to think a sex trafficking scheme, the ability to maybe transport people for the purposes of illegal sexual activity.
What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self Defense. This one's going to be a longer form video on those wealthy brothers I was talking about. And these guys are right up there with P. Diddy. The amount of crimes they committed against women, the methods that they use their money, they use threatening tactics and all that stuff. So we're going to go over the story. Like I said before, it's going to be a longer form video. I normally try to keep it in between 3 minutes or so, but we're going to ramp it up a little bit.
Alexanders would allegedly drug and violently rape their victims.
The indictment alleges that between at least 2010 and at least 2021, the Alexander brothers worked together and with others to repeatedly and violently drug, sexually assault, and rape dozens of female victims.
So this is not recent. This is something that spans back decades. These guys have been carrying on for decades, and like I said, they have the money, they have the power to get out of it. This is, when I first saw this story, I thought to myself, this is something that they probably started in high school.
These trips. And at times, the defendants handpicked the women to invite. At other times, they used paid party promoters to source women for them. The indictment also alleges that in advance of these events, the Alexander brothers and others procured drugs that they agreed to provide to the women, including cocaine, mushrooms, and GHB.
Including multiple victim and witness accounts, shows that the Alexander brothers began engaging in acts of sexual violence, including gang rapes, while still in high school in Miami, Florida. So several of these victims were given alcohol by one of the defendants or other individuals who participated in the sexual assaults.
So yeah, this is just confirmation. When I first saw this story, I knew that these guys started this kind of activity in high school. Normally when you see activity like this, it's not, people just don't decide one day, you know what, I'm going to be a serial rapist. They've been doing it for a long time, and they've been getting away with it for a long time. That's the problem right there. Their parents are probably helping them get off many situations so they can still have the opportunity.
Alleged that Orrin actually bragged about sexual assaults in his high school yearbook, alluding to an alleged gang rape and saying it was his most memorable moment from that time.
So that's crazy that he felt comfortable enough to put it in a yearbook. Felt comfortable enough to do that, talking about he ran a train on a girl, probably knowing that the girl was incapacitated. So in the story, they gave girls alcohol, they pass out, and then they do that, and they call that a train. So even in high school, he had that type of behavior, and there were no consequences.
After arriving at the house, victim one was given a glass of wine and drank about half of it before she began to feel unwell in a way inconsistent with drinking that amount. So again, it looks like this is an allegation of her being drugged. Victim one's memory thereafter became hazy, but she has several distinct memories of the night. Specifically, victim one remembers being held down by Tal while another man entered the room. Victim one also remembers being in a second location with Tal and the other man, and that a camcorder was set up. Victim one's next memory is of waking up in the grass outside of the vacation house with a physical sensation indicating recent, I'll just say, sexual assault.
So I let this one ride a little bit more than normal, man. I like to provide more commentary, but I let these stories ride because so many women have been in this situation. If you are in this situation, you feel, funny, like something happened to your drink, you try to get out of there immediately. Tell your friends, always have a buddy with you. If you don't have a buddy and the worst does happen to you and you feel something happened, do not take a shower. Immediately go to the hospital and get you a rape kit. They are free. It doesn't matter if you're under the influence. You're not going to get arrested for that. You are protected. Get you a rape kit ASAP, because even if you don't want to make a case of it right now, a lot of women end up wanting to make a case a few months later, a couple of years later. So you get the rape kit immediately, and if you want to come forward, you can come forward, and you have that option. So yeah, I have more videos on these guys because more and more is going to come out. The main thing I wanted to talk about was getting the rape kits, but also just because somebody is rich and powerful and maybe even good looking, it does not mean they're going to be on the up and up. You have to look for all the signs. You have to continue to keep your head on the swivel and protect your neck. That's all I got. I'll see you on the next one.